Joining me now are three women and a man. Irfa Jan is a spokesperson in National Conference, but she has a strong view on this. She comes from Jammu and Kashmir. Zakia Soman is women rights activist, co-founder Bharatiya Muslim Mahila Andolan, and she was among those who had stood up on the triple talaq issue. Yashpal Suvarna is vice president in Udupi College, and Farheen is an IT consultant in Bengaluru. I'm going to get each of them to react to what they've heard legally and politically. Why don't I start with you, Farheen, because you are a young IT consultant there in Bengaluru. You tell us, as a young Muslim woman, how do you see this verdict playing out? What, according to you, is the right way forward? Do you believe you're wearing a hijab? Should Muslim women be given that freedom of choice? Should an 8-year-old, 9-year-old girl, does she really have choice over it, or does her family impose it on her?
Absolutely. I think this is a matter of choice for every single child or woman, and I think it should be left to them to decide whether or not they choose to wear that hijab.
But does an 8-year-old have a choice, ma'am? Does an 8-year-old have a choice? This issue is being raised in Iran as well in a very different context, that actually society is not even giving women the real choice, especially young women.
Well, that is a misconception in my thinking, because it's not something that has been forced on anybody. I'm going back to my own case. I've grown up, born, raised in Bangalore, and never worn a hijab till I realized that the hijab is a part of my identity. My religion asks or expects of me to wear it, and I think I'm perfectly comfortable wearing it. And I think this right should be given to every single woman who should be able to make that choice.
But Farheen, sorry to intervene. A decade ago, many women didn't wear it. So what changed suddenly?
I was one of those women who didn't wear it a decade ago. But awareness, coming to understand what is expected of me, and then making a conscious decision is something that everybody should be allowed to do. If we're allowed to take up whatever course or whatever career we want to go into, then we should also be allowed to dress in a way that is humble. We're not being flashy, we're not being distractive, we're not taking ourselves away from the main education platform. We're not doing something that is going to make people feel like there's someone out of place in that institution. We're only being humble, we're only being simple. We're only covering up. We're not exposing, on the other hand.
You don't see it as the rise of conservatism, the rise of radical ideas that are forcing women like you, who earlier were not wearing hijab, to wear it today?
I don't think so. No. For me, it was never a forced decision. It was a conscious decision. And I think most women now are doing it not because they probably had that back of their mind, you know, that we're going to do it one day. Now that those emotions are coming to the surface and they feel like now's the time. Now I have to show that I'm going to exercise my right, and I'm going to do what I think is best for me.